everybody. Welcome to this new group that I started. I wanted to call it Journey into Love and all the mysteries of love and the journey in the world that we are all on. And so thank you very much for joining and for listening. And I want to talk a little bit about what this group is and what we're going to be doing. And I'll also just share a little bit about my own personal story and how I got here. So this group is for breaking through old patterns, old cycles, old feelings that, make us feel small, things that just keep happening to us in life. Like we want something and it just doesn't work. It's somehow just out of reach and we don't know why. And that person is getting it and I don't know why I'm not getting it. And so this group is really to unpack all of that and break through it and manifest life on purpose, a life of ease and abundance and intimacy and relationships and love. And all of that is a journey. It's a journey through love into ourselves and into the world. So thank you very much for joining. We're going to, I'm going to be doing a lot of, I'm going to be sharing a lot here. I'm going to be doing a master class on manifesting your life. Here, I'm also be doing another class on the inner child. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of free stuff. I really want to kind of create a community and move through this in a community group setting where I get to learn about what you need and support you and and create dynamic energy with it and create like a support for moving through love, moving into love, the journey of life. And so I just want to maybe take a couple of minutes and tell you like how I got here, like why am I here? Coaching clients and working with people on their journeys and doing all of this stuff and how I got here and how I got to this place in my life, because it always wasn't this way. I was born in Russia and I immigrated to the US when I was 8 with my family. And I think that was like a really big trauma in my life. I really felt, this feeling of like not safety, not belonging, this feeling of feeling small, the dynamics in my family, I don't want to go too deep into those, but the dynamics in my family and the move to the US really kept me feeling small and really, we talk about our own personal wounds and our own personal stories and our patterns. And my pattern has really been that people who give me love take it away. So love for me has always been this thing that at any moment might be taken away. And so it's always been a really scary thing. It's a thing that I've always wanted the most: connection, abundance, monetary abundance, physical abundance, spaciousness, relationship, money, comfort, all of these feelings of abundance for me have been really elusive in my life because I have this inner child wounding of fear that they might be taken away at any moment. This deep abandonment wound, but abandonment wound that doesn't just relate to kind of relationship, but relates to this feeling of love. Love and abundance are really synonymous, right? Love, freedom, abundance. They're different facets of the same diamond. And so I grew up with this feeling of scarcity in my heart, a feeling of scarcity of love, a scarcity of money, scarcity of connections. All of the good things in my life were couched in a fear of being one day taken away, because that is the childhood wounding that I grew up with in my life. And so I lived from this place of fear and this place of scarcity, and I built my relationships on fear and scarcity. I built very deep relationships on a very deep foundation of fear. And at some point, about after, a decade or so, of kind of this fear-based relationships where nobody was happy. We're all just triggering each other and triggering the inner child and just living from a place of wounded inner child, not from a place of high adult, of abundance, of safety, but from a place of scarcity and fear and fight, flight, or freeze. And so after about kind of 10 years of living like that in a relationship, which really brought all of this stuff to the surface and just was so painful, and yet it was so scary, I was like, I need help. I can't live like this anymore. I don't know what to do, but I need help. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I don't want to live with a clenched heart anymore. I don't want to live feeling small. I don't want to live like life is just happening to me. Like people are hurting me. Like I'm a victim. Like I was living in this really big victim place. With having a lot of pain and anger at my relationships for hurting me, you know, for making me feel a certain way. And so I started working with a somatic therapy practitioner, core energetics practitioner, which is the institute where I also study. And I think this really like saved my life. You know, I think this therapist saved my life because I was able to really feel safe for the first time in my life. Well, maybe not so much, but I would go into her office and I would feel safe to be me. And I would feel safe to work through my wounding. And then, of course, through that work, through maybe after a year of that work, I gathered the strength and the courage and the inner power to move past the relationships, to leave relationships which were couched in fear. And I decided to build a life for myself that was rooted in safety and abundance, even if I had to do it alone. Yeah. And so I continued with my work. I continued with my somatic therapy. I got so in love with this practice that I began to study this work, you know, this 4-year program to learn how to work with people and work with myself in opening up the body, opening up the emotions, expanding consciousness and energy around our wounding. And at the same time, I also started working with plant medicine, which was like the rocket fuel for my transformation. It really landed with me and my power. At the same, you know, along that journey, I met a beautiful, wonderful man who could hold me with all of my wounding, my pain, my journey, who could take a journey on his own. Yeah. So we could take a journey together. And we started on a beautiful journey, not of like rainbows and unicorns, of a very hard journey of bringing all the stuff into consciousness. And so, and that is where I am today. And today I am in a relationship where I can feel safe to be me, even if I am triggered, even if my little inner wounded girl comes up. I can know how to manage that better because I've been doing my work. I work with plant medicines. And earth medicines, sacred earth medicines to help people along the way as well. And and I work one-on-one with clients and I do group work as well. And I created this Facebook group to really land some of these concepts, to really help people identify what are the blocks and resistances in your life that are holding you back from manifesting your life on purpose? Where are the old patterns, the old stories, the places where you feel small, where you feel like a victimhood, this place of victimhood and smallness, and life just happens to you and you can't seem to get out of the trap? And I really want to support people in getting out of these loops, out of these felt experiences, into a place of power, into a place of abundance, into a place of manifestation. So with that, please, I would love to hear what you want on your journey so that I can better support you in this group, how this resonates to you, and tell me about your patterns. All right, all my love. Bye-bye. Welcome to the group.